Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Benita Hudson, your psychic life and business coach, talking about goals and looking for signs. So, there's a big shift happening in my life and that of my husband's. We are moving to Nanaimo in May. We will continue to serve our community here and there by Zoom, by reconnecting whenever we come to town. But it's a big shift, and it's something that's been coming for months. We both sensed it, but what we noticed is once you start to get clarity about your goals, then lots of signs show up. We've had all kinds of things occur that said, yes, we're heading in the right direction. New connections being made, opportunities opening up for us galore. I've often said that when you say yes to yourself, the universe says yes right back. And it gives you everything you need to walk the path you're actually supposed to walk. So I wanted to put this idea out to you. Before you have clarity about a goal, often you go through a period of lostness, like we call it sitting in the void. I know something isn't fitting anymore, but I don't know what. And that requires some patience and exploration as you start to look into, what's the universe trying to tell me is my next step? What are the signs? And the universe will give you signs. You just have to be willing to look for them. So, for example, whenever it's been time for me to move offices, for some reason, it's usually a sign that has to do with my olfactory sense. There's like a gas leak or some other chemicals that are being introduced into that environment that affect my lungs. Now, of course, we've had the smoke that's come into our environment here in the past year. It's been getting worse, and my lungs can't take it. So, we're moving into an environment where we expect that will be reduced, if not completely eliminated. So every time I'm getting that message, it's always, you can't be in this environment anymore. You have to go. So it's change in office or change in home. That's one of my signs. So think back to times in your life where you had to make a big shift. Was there a particular kind of sign that showed up? Was there sort of a tell from the universe that said, this is one of those things you have to pay attention to because you've got to make a big shift? Sometimes it'll be a feeling. I'll live somewhere, I'll love it, it'll be great. And then one day I wake up and it just feels like a pair of shoes that don't fit anymore. And it's not like I then suddenly go. It's often months before I've done enough internal work to shift to be a match for my new environment. So think back to, when did you get a certain feeling that said, this is no longer a reflection of me? I have to start looking at a change. Even if you didn't know what that change was right away, you sensed something's not right here. And you had to sit with it. You had to feel into it and get a sense as to what that was that needed to change. And it's asking those questions. Is there something about my work that isn't a fit anymore? Is there something about where I live that isn't a fit? Are my relationships changing? Are some people dropping away? Are new people coming in that are maybe more of a reflection of the person you're becoming? What's changing in your environment that's pointing out that you need to make a choice, that you need to do something new? Sometimes it's a door closing on you. You keep reaching for something that just doesn't seem to work out. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't challenges when we set a goal. We've got hoops to jump through. We have things to do. But you'll notice that if it's the right goal, even if you face some frustration, you still keep at it. You still keep moving in that direction because you sense there's a payoff there, that it's where you're meant to go. And you don't mind that there's some hardship on the way there. It's okay. It's just part of the path. But notice where you get stymied and there doesn't seem to be any energy to keep going, or that door just slams shut in such a way that there's just no opening. See if you're okay with that. See if you were able to let go, Would it be okay to move in a different direction? Sometimes we hang on out of ego. I don't want to be seen as a quitter. I don't want to be seen as a failure. I'm going to do that because I said I was going to do it. That's not always a good reason to move forward. Check in. Does that still feel like your direction? Or are you being steered in another direction? Listen for that internal voice telling you what you need to do. If it's aligned, you're going to have the energy to go through the hurdles, and you're going to start to notice signs of openings for things showing up. When we say yes to ourselves, the universe says yes right back and starts to put in front of us the resources we need to accomplish that. Are other doors opening up for you? Are things saying you're on the right track? Here's all the signs. Here's all the resources. Or are you in a barren desert where nothing's happening? If nothing's happening, go within. Check. Are you still going in the right direction? Or are you just doing it because you said you would? Sometimes we have to steer our course in a different direction. And look for the signs. What are the signs that say you need to make a change? And what are the signs saying you're on track? So give that some thought this week. Look for your signs and think back to the past when you've sensed you needed to make a change. What were the signs then? Quite often, things will repeat themselves and we'll get similar signs going forward. That can be a really helpful way to see how the universe is steering your course. Thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you next time.